Hello, I am the alligator. I'm the non-binary gamer, and this is Factorio. This is like a little tips and tricks video from the things that I've learnt. I have not played it since the recent update, so please bear that in mind. Just missed the train. Have to wait for another one. Yeah, as you can see, let me just press map. Yeah, I have been playing on this particular map for a while, and I've gotten all the way to launching my rocket. Okay, I'll catch this train, and I will be with you in a second. Okay, here I am at the other side of my base. I was all the way up here somewhere, and now I'm all the way down here. Took me a good 2 minutes to run that. The important thing in this game is belt management. This game is very much about efficiency, so the more efficient you can be with what you have, then the easier it will be. What you have to understand is that a belt can actually have two completely separate things on each side of it. Let me give you a demonstration of that. So if I put a belt here, grab some of this coal. If I put it in here, it will just connect. So we don't want to do that. If I put oops, I pressed the wrong button. We don't want to do that. What we actually want to do is start it further back, so then it will go into the side. And as you can see there, it goes onto the side. We can do exactly the same thing with this one. Just take it out a little. Forward, 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 forward. And we can pop it right there next to it. What this allows you to do is do some really wonderful things, because this splitting will even go through things like the splitter itself, and you'll get them on two separate sides. And with this, you can build really efficient smelter arrays. Let me just build that quickly. Build one side. Nope. Let me see if I've got a smelter in my inventory. I have an electric furnace. That's a boiler. It's in here somewhere. Stone furnace. There we go. Pop that there. Right. So we get our stone boiler. We need a... What we can actually have is have a burner inserter, because it will always have access to coal. As you can see there, it feeds itself and actually takes both of these out. Unfortunately, we can't have a burner inserter on this side because it doesn't have immediate access. I mean, you can put that in if you want to, but I don't want to do that though, because it will reduce the efficiency. So I will draw myself a power line from my power system. Interesting thing is, if you just hold it and run, it will do it at the maximum distance. So let's put that there. Let go, please. Thank you. Controls. So what this will do is it will put it on this conveyor belt. I put that power line right in the wrong place. Let's do that. Put it in the right place. And we can do exactly the same on the other side. So we can take this, We will work backwards. So a inserter, a furnace, and we have the burner inserter as well. If I can find what I did with it. Burner inserter. There's one. Just sit there for my toolbar. That goes there. So this is really lovely and compact, and what that will do is put it all on the same belt. So that's really, really helpful. As you can see here, the actual inserters themselves will put on the opposite side of the belt, which is also very important as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal this and just put it on the side of the belt. See, what's happening there is this is also an interesting thing, which you can utilize depending on the situation, is that because the belt is going from right to left and the coal is the first on, it will always take that first. That's a way to get off things if you want to. I would say that with this option, if the coal runs out, then the actual iron ore will come as well. So say I want to continue with my coal, but I want the iron. But that's perfectly fine because I can pick up some of this iron and this inserter will put it on that side. Do you see there? It will always put it on that side. Now, how do you split an already split up line? Say I just want the coal. Well, you can do that in one of two ways. You can use the splitter itself, and as you see there, it splits them both. But we don't want that. We want coal on one, and we want the plate on the other side. So you can actually go into this, and if you go into the output priority and go to filter, I can select one of them. Let's select the iron plate, and I can select which side that will go to. So as you see there, it's right in the middle of these two. So it's not all the way to the left, it's not all the way to the right, it's actually in the middle, so it doesn't split. If I select it to go to the right, which it now does, if I keep pushing this out, this is now steel and coal only. Let me take that. But Ali, I hear you cry. Please don't cry. What if I want to have a full belt after this point? Well, again, that's nice and easy. You can take some of it out. Well, let's do that more efficiently. You can get a splitter. I don't actually have any splitters on me, so let's build one of those if I have... There we go. Get myself a splitter. That will split that up, and you can just send that straight into there. And now you have a full belt. Right, I have a split up belt with coal on one side and iron on the other side. Let me just get rid of this. Pause the video if you need to really have a look at it, anything I'm doing in this video. So I want only one of these things. I can't rely on doing this because my coal might run out and then I will just getting iron. And I want the coal from this line. So what I can do is I can get an underarm belt. And if you actually see the actual image here, let me put that down so I can get my mouse. Oof. I've forgotten the button to put it back. Thank you. There it is. You just click it back. As you see here, the belt actually is on the left-hand side of this image. The right-hand side is where the chute goes into the ground. the left-hand side, there is actually belts. And that is actually completely true of the actual thing itself. So if I turn it around, you can see there, the actual coal jumps onto that belt. And if I take out here, and take this, it's now only coal. It will never take the iron, because it's slamming into the side of this object. Let me just completely get rid of the coal supply. How's the best way to do that? Let's just do that. Take all of this. I will use my belt management and have all of this going into this side so you know that it's getting a good source. I will even take all... Oh, I haven't done that correctly. You see that I haven't done that correctly because I didn't add the extra one. You have to add that extra one. Otherwise it will do exactly what it just did. I'm very good at explaining. So let's just press F to pick up. I might get some iron or just right there. So I'm just picking up all of this coal. Now there is no coal currently on this belt. And as you can see, none of that iron is coming through. I'm just going to turn that around so you can see that I'm not doing any funny business. If I do it completely, exactly the same way, and I take this back, let's just do it with iron ore, because that's not going to work. Cool. Let's have it out with iron ore. So, we're down here, might as well go up here. Save the walk. So if I get the underground belt, do it this way. It's coal, because the coal is on the left side with the side with the belt on. Do it the other way around. As you can see there, it's the iron ore. This is very helpful. This is... You will not understand how helpful this is, but when you get to be making plants as big as this one, you can see I've used it all over the place. This is one of my smelters, and that's exactly how it's set up. So that's actually my steel. This is how I actually set this up. I can actually take this and show you that, if that will be helpful. I'll just put it here. So what happens is that the iron ore comes in from there and gets split up. And it does that. But what happens is, because there is a splitter on the other side, just take all that. This only puts onto that side because, again, it is parallel. And if I take some of this coal, so I'm going to steal the coal and the belt. It's going that way. And feed it into either side of this. It splits it again. This is such a helpful thing, like all of the time. I've used it all over this place. And it just makes it so much more efficiency? It makes it so much more efficient. I'm very good at speaking. Thank you very much. You can tell I'm an actor. It's just so efficient because if you didn't have that, you'd have to have another belt and have like a long-armed, a long-handed one to get there. And then you'd also, I think you can do that. It's not got any power, but that should put it in there. And this gets even more efficient when you have to put more and more things in, because you can do what I just did, which is have a short-handled and a long-handled. So this is, what are you making? You are making blue potions, and you need sulfur, advanced circuits, and an engine unit. It's currently got, what's on here? Yoink! It's got the engines and the... I'm not entirely sure what it's doing there, because... Oh! I'm not entirely sure if this is actually using the... Because I think that's a tiny... I can't actually see what that image is. Okay, let's have a look at this. So right here you can see, because that boat is completely full. So this needs iron plate, iron gear wheel, and electronic circuits, and it's getting it from 2 belts. I don't even know how you would do this with 3 belts. You would have to get it into 2 separate sides, and you wouldn't be able to put them right next to each other. This is beyond useful. I'm putting them in lines and putting everything that is it right next to each other. So I'm guessing that this is all the same thing. This is all inserters. Inserter, 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 inserter. I'm guessing that this is not. Aha! It's not, because this needs the belt for something else further down. This is just the most helpful thing in the game. Ooh, something I can show you which is really helpful, like especially right at the start. Let me just find my coal. I have unfortunately used my coal, which used to be somewhere over here. This is currently my coal. It's actually having to train out to get it. Let's see if we can catch this train. Yoink! Thank you. Oh, pressed the wrong button. Right, let's just take my coal train. Coal train! It's not that far, it could be a, Oh! No, 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 don't take the coal. There we go. So something really helpful at the beginning, let me just set this back to automatic. It will probably race off. It will! So something very helpful at the beginning is, because you do not have these electric mills, because you haven't got electricity yet. But what you can do is you do have, if I can find it in this giant hodgepodge, having to actually lean in closer to see it. I'm looking for my burner inserters. This is one of those things where you'll be able to see it immediately, and I'll take it another 6 seconds to find it, or just give up and make myself new ones. Oh no, I've become everything I hate. I'm just gonna make another one. Ah, there they are. Thank you. Right, so if you have a burner inserter, it obviously needs a bit of coal. Go away! Which button is it? That button. Thank you. It obviously needs a bit of coal to get started, so we can put a bit of coal in there. And obviously right at the beginning you'll be, you know, breaking it by hand. So this can, with one piece of coal, run. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. So as you can see there, the output is going to be on the left side. What you can do is set up an infinite loop. So this is actually feeding this, which is feeding this, which is feeding this. And that will get, all of them will get coal. And because this is actually reasonably efficient, this will just run. And it will actually completely fill up. So right at the beginning of the game, you can just have this thing running while you're setting up other things. So I've just put that down, and I will make myself some belt, or maybe I'll go find some coal. But you can leave this running and just come back to it. And that's been, what, 5 seconds? Well, that's a bit extreme, but this now has 11 coal in it. I mean, it's not because this coal has passed on. That 50 coal is still there. This one has 12 coal. This one has 12 coal. But the great thing about this is do you remember those burner inserters we used earlier? Do I have another one, or do I have to make one? Let's just make one. Sitting inserters. There we go. Put it next to it. Get a belt. And you'll get a nice steady supply of coal. And that is, like, right at the beginning of the game, you can make this thing and already have a small coal line. This will not work long term, but this is more for efficiency for yourself right at the beginning of the game until you can get to things like electric furnaces. Ooh, let's have a little look at science! Science! Which is up here. Run, 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 run. I could have taken my coal train, but didn't want to. We've got nuclear power, we've switched completely to nuclear power. So that's nice. I believe science is up here. There it is. Look at this golden sun. Again, double belts. Double sides of the belts. Really, really efficient. So that's got red and green. That's blue and grey. Purple, yellow. Don't know if I'm actually making LE at the minute. Also, this is massively helpful. If you don't know about this, limit your boxes. You do not need to make... Like, I like having a surplus of science, but I only like having a surplus of science up to a point. If I need to do something where I'm taking some of the ingredients that make up this purple potion, I want some of that purple potion still there, so I put it in a box. And then take it out of that box. It's just a really good way of storing it. It doesn't clog up your belts. You can do this with coal. Coal is very helpful. I do this with all of my like finite resources. I believe I do this with nuclear power. Yes, I do. Right there. Our nuclear power. The centrifuge is currently using everything, so it's taking it out. And I believe this doesn't actually have any fuel because I've got a fuel warning. Yeah, it's up there. That's a little annoying. I need to put in a separate fuel loader, which I've forgotten to do. But as you can see, sorry, getting distracted. A little bit of ADHD kicking in there. As you can see here, this is all going into one science module. And you don't need to put it into all of them. It can, as you can see here, daisy chain out and go. You can make a mistake with this, and I'm going to put this here, which is that if you do something like this, it's not going to work very well. I'm not entirely sure 100% why, because maybe this one is full and you want a quicker way to get to here. But it doesn't work for some reason. It gets a little bit confused if it's coming from two separate directions into one thing to be taken out of that thing. So I would just daisy chain it. Like, I'm getting two separate outputs, but they're not going into... It's not going into the same one if I did that, and it gets confused. So try to limit doing things like that. Taking out of one thing, putting it into another thing that which is already connected to the first thing. Right, I think that is all my little tips and tricks. So if you'd like a let's play of me building another gigantic factory, I am very happy to do that. Let me know. So, until next time, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, this is Alligator. So, see you later, alligator in a wild crocodile. Laters! Ignition! In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, 34 hours. That answers that question.